Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, 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 my loves. Hello. Got a word for everybody here, or whoever needs it. Share, share, share. Because I got pulled up out my bed to drop this for y'all. I'm just sharing randomly. You guys could do the same. And whoever comes in, they come in. Hi, Kiana, beautiful. Hey, Gina. Hi, Nakia. Hey, Lovejoy. Hi, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. So, I usually will wait a couple minutes, but Spirit really wants me. Hi, Bianca, baby. Hi. Hey, Vanessa. Okay, so I was in the bed, and me and Babe was just talking, and we were reminded of just how many times that the Most High has saved our lives, that our ancestors have saved our lives, that we've made it through things that we thought that we would lose our lives for, that we have made it through times that we have lost ourselves and really lost our minds in a lot of situations, and we were able to be brought back, seemingly from the dead, right? So a part of us has definitely died when we transform. Hi, Precious. When we transform into another state of being, a part of us always dies. So death is something that happens all the time and is inevitable, right? But there were so many times where we made decisions in our hurt or our pain or our need to numb ourselves that could have just cost us our lives. Hi, Talitha. Hi, cousin. That could have cost us our lives, right? And so it made me, Spirit was on me, right? Like really on me this morning. Like, you need to go and you need to say some things and you need to be transparent in a lot of things that you have gone through, just to give y'all a little of some of the things that I've gone through so you can understand just how much my life could have ended and it did not, right? That I was able to be pulled out of situations. And then I went across R. Kelly's ex-wife, right? His ex-wife going off and speaking about the things that she went through, that she endured with abuse with him, and how she was ready to just take her own life because she just was so tired. And instead of choosing death, she chose life, right? How many times in your life have you chosen life when you could have chosen death, where you could have just stayed somewhere that was going to cost you your life rather than leaving and making the choice to choose life? How many times did you choose your children's life over not keeping them, and it be something that motivated you to live past whatever it is that you were going through at the time, right? So many people that know me, I made a post here and there, but I got a lot of new people that are on there. When I was about 9 years old, my mother was shot at point blank range in the chest by her abuser in front of me, right? So I seen my mother's chest blown open. Blood was coming out of her eyes, her mouth, her ears, and all of that stuff. And he looked me in my face, good morning, Deja, and said, now, trigger warning for anybody that may have gone through anything. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. This is a point that I'm trying to drive home here, so rock with me. So he could have turned around and shot me. I was right there. Hi, Donisha. He could have turned around and shot me and my sister who was in the house and my auntie who was in the house and left, right? So he could have done that. But for whatever reason, he felt, or Spirit or God made it so that he just walked out of the house, right? so I'm speaking to my mother who is dying at this point, and she's telling me to make sure my sister doesn't see, right? So even in her being shot point blank range in the chest, she was worried about her children. That is the nature of mothers. Like, we're in a space, or women who love in general. Us women will be on our deathbed. Hi, Portia. Hi, Amanda. Hi, everybody that's here. So us women will be on our deathbed and worry more about the people who are living and the people who will be left behind if we go than we would our own life and our own saving of our own lives. So that goes to show the amount of sacrifice that a mother will make for her children, that a woman will make for her partner, that they will make for their business and their calling, it goes to show, right? So prior to that, from 5 years old to 9 years old, my mother had been beat, shot, stabbed, hit in the head with a 2x4 when I was 5 years old. Couldn't see. I had to lead her to my neighbor's house so that she would live, because she was bleeding so profusely from her head. Her nipple had been bit off. You understand? Legs had been broken. Arms had been broken. By the time I was 9, I'd seen some shit that some 60, 70, 80-year-olds had not seen. You understand? Some slaves may have not even seen that level of trauma, right? By the time I was 5, I'd seen spirits since I was 5. My cousins had been killed around 5 years old by their dad. Murdered in front of my aunt's job and brought there. You understand? So I've seen some things, and they came to visit me before they transitioned and let me know that they would be gone for a little while. So I understood that there was no such thing as death, like dead and gone. It was a transition. She was, when my girl cousin, it was a girl and a boy. Hi, Tina. So the girl and the boy were killed by their dad. They came to me in spirit at 5 years old and said that they were going away. They were in white. There was a light that was there, right? So there was a light that was there, and they're telling me, we're going to bring our toys. Mommy's going to bring our toys, for you to take care of. But we love you, and we're going to be gone for a little while. The boy who my boy cousin was in all white, but he was very quiet even in his life. He was his birthday was a day after mine, right? So he was just sitting there guarding the door where the light was, for his sister to communicate with me, and then he called her to him, and they went into the light. You understand? So this is the thing. A lot of us have gone through so many things where we could have lost our lives. So even in that situation, my cousins had actually lost their lives at the hand of one of their parents, right? So I understood death and spirits and dark energy and how to move them and things like that at the age of 5 years old. My mother gets shot, right? In front of me. I see her dying, right? I know she's dying. She's choking on her own blood. And somehow, again, I'm going to come into this, guys, as trigger warning, but there's a message here. Okay, so I saw her. She was gone from us, right? Just as quickly as it happened, she was gone from us. Me and my sister in the house by ourselves trying to find my dad. My dad drives past the apartment, and, because it wasn't my dad that did it. So, my dad drives past. We're yelling. He doesn't see us for whatever reason, but for some reason he drove past the place where we lived with my mom. So, and I'm not even going, it's a whole bunch of other things. Hiding out from this person, being shot in, windows being shot over my head. I'm shell shocked. A whole lot of shit that went on before this shooting happened. So we had just, prior to him shooting her, we had just come out of a space of pretending like we didn't live where we were. Because he would keep finding us. So we had boards over the window. We had plastic bags over the window. My mother even went so far as having to turn off the lights and the gas. We were eating out of cans, pork and beans, and cold hot dogs, and bologna and things like that, to protect her. So we thought that he was gone, that he, thought she was gone. So we opened it back up, and we had a nice family evening, right? So my mother did all of this to protect us. And so he decided, somebody in the apartment complex, this is why people need to mind their business. Somebody in the apartment complex told him that my mother was still there. And so everything ended, and he came into the house, and we thought it was my aunt. My mother turned around and asked my aunt, did she leave her damn purse again? And he made his statement. She said, I want to leave you. I don't want to be here no more. You understand? She was choosing to try to leave, okay? She was choosing to try to leave this person. And you know, like, let me tell y'all something. This is not the trauma bond. This is not to trigger anybody. This is not to tell anybody, you know, make anybody feel bad for me or nothing like that. This is part of my testimony. This is why I do what I do. This is why I give messages now. You understand? So, she gets shot. He walks over her body. He told her over her dead body. She said she wanted to leave, that she was going to New York to her mother because she's tired of him beating on her and she wanted him to leave her alone, and he won't leave her alone. So then he said, over your dead body, boom, in the chest, looked me in the face and said, bitch, you're next. You understand? So my mother gets shot. They finally, my godmother comes over because she lived in an apartment complex across the street. My godmother comes, she grabs us. We stay at my godmother's house while my mother's in the hospital. Okay. My mother's in the hospital. And we don't see her for 4 months. She's in ICU. We later find out she had died 3 times. She flatlined 3 times and she made it through. So now my grandmother calls. I didn't even know my mother's mother at this time. You know, because I was born in Mississippi. I only lived in Mississippi. I only knew my dad's mom at this time. So so she calls and she says, I'm going to put her on the altar. Where's she at? What hospital she at? I'm putting her on the altar. And who's this guy's name? They're going to find him and they're going to get him. Right. So, you know, I remember as a little girl hearing that conversations had. My grandmother goes into prayer warrior mode. You understand? For my mom. In her life, right? She says she will live, she will not die. And so she lived and she did not die. So between the church and my grandmother praying and holding her up and conjuring her healing and things like that. Ooh. She lived and she did not die. This is for somebody that's thinking about giving. Don't pull a trigger. Don't take the pill. You understand? Don't do it. I don't care how bad it looks right now. Don't you do it. So, she lived, she did not die. 4 months in the ICU, right? And I didn't even want to do this live, man. Man, can you give me some tissue? But the spirit was on me. Let's do it. Give me one moment, guys. Okay, so in the ICU, 4 months, she gets out. Somebody tells her that they're looking for me. Because I'm the only one old enough to speak about whatever it is. She already had a restraining order. She already had a restraining order, and clearly it didn't work. She wouldn't have been shot, right? So, she was in the ICU. She comes out of ICU, and he says he's coming for me. We are back in the apartment now that she was shot in, right? Thank God my dad and my stepmother took good care of us for that 4 months and try to make our life as normal as possible while our mother was fighting for her life. And so we get back into the apartment where she was shot at. Her blood stain is still in the middle of the floor. She has a wound in her chest the size of a grown man's fist. My uncle is cleaning out her wound with his hand wrapped in gauze. and he's going into her chest and he's cleaning the wound. Do you understand? And he's packing it back. She's in this space where she's still wounded. And she's selling everything that she got from around her. People are walking over her blood stain. Do you understand me? Buying up shit out of her place because she is now moving. She has to go. Her kids, you're coming for her kids. She didn't want to move when you was trying to kill her. But when you trying to come for her kid, you fuck that. You understand? So now she's selling everything. Everything. All of a sudden, we're moving. My uncle is there. My aunt is there. They have a truck, a van that they rented, and a mattress in the back seat of the van. And there's a car. Me and my sister are in the car. My uncle and I think a cousin or a godmother or somebody is in the truck with my mom. So they stopped. They made a makeshift hospital ambulance for my mom. So they would stop, clean her wounds, get us something to eat and drink, and drive 24 hours from Mississippi to New York. To get me and my sister to safety, we had to say goodbye to my dad. I'm daddy's girls, me and my sister's daddy's girls, but he knew that we had to do what we had to do, right? So we get to New York. And my grandmother gave up her bedroom to nurse my mother back to health. Hi, Teresa. So to nurse my mother back to health, my grandmother's now sleeping in her living room. She's anointing her with oil. She's praying over her. She's feeding her. She's taking care of her. She's nursing her back to health. Do you understand? Praying over her body. People need to understand that prayer changes things. I don't care how bad it seems to you. Do not pull the trigger. Do not take the pill. Do not keep drinking yourself into oblivion. Do not stay with somebody just because you feel like you need money. God will provide. Do you understand? God will provide. So she was in there for the next 6 months, wounded, could barely walk. You understand? Just got out of ICU and did a 24-hour trip with a hole in her chest. You understand? To get back to her mama. Because that's where she was trying to go before she got killed. She got shot in her chest and killed and brought back to life 3 times just to go be with her mother and not take no more abuse. You understand? I don't care how bad it seems. I don't care how hard this calling or this walk will be for you. But please don't stop. You understand? So then we my mother is healed, right? The prayers work, right? My mother is now very, 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 very wounded. I have PTSD. I'm shell shocked. My sister has it. She's shell shocked. You understand? I'm peeing the bed because I'm having the same recurring nightmare. Whenever I'm stressed, I have the nightmare of my mother getting shot. You understand? From 9 to 12 years old, it was that bad. We were in therapy. We did therapy. I've been in therapy since I was 9 years old. I didn't just get into therapy when I started with my walk and had my awakening. You understand? That is not what this is. There's a calling on my life from young for this. So she gets healed. She goes to therapy. She continues to go. But she also has this same nightmare. This is something that actually happened to her. She was beat. She was raped. She was legs broken, arms broken, hole in the chest, beaten. Whatever it is that she's been through by this time, before she even got shot, she was already traumatized. You understand? Before she had got shot, she was already traumatized. So then she's drinking, and she's going through the motions and she's going through whatever. And my grandmother never sat down and judged my mother. She got us up, got us dressed, and we might have stepped over my drunk mother a couple of times or two, but we took our ass to church. And we prayed, and she showed us how to pray. She showed us how to activate things in our lives. You understand? And she let me know it's okay that you see spirit, honey. Have dominion over your life. Have dominion over your life. So you know what? I grew up. I continued to stay in those ways of being. I left church at 17 because I didn't like the religion, but the parts of me that my grandmother instilled in me stayed with me, and they are still with me to this day. Do you understand? So let me tell you how it's a cycle. Because I get married at 17, and then I get raped, and I get beat. I get roofied by my husband. I get cheated on by my husband. I find out that he's a pedophile later on. Y'all don't understand. This is a cycle. It's a cycle. You understand? I've been married and divorced 3 times. Do you understand me? And people will judge you all the time. People will come and judge me. Oh, you done been married so many times. Why you even keep getting married to this, that, and the third? Why you always going through this? Let me tell you something. It is not the situation. The people are different. You cannot lose faith in good people. Yes, they will hurt you. I'm a domestic violence survivor 3 times. I'm a rape survivor. I'm a survivor of all of these things. There's so many times my life could have been going, you know what happened? My Most High God and Spirit, my Holy Spirit team, and I call them that, and I will always call them that. My Holy Spirit team, because y'all can't tell me that spirits do not exist. Let me tell y'all something. Moses was dead. He was not alive. So that was a spirit. If you believe that Jesus rose, right, that's a spirit. Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on me. Y'all sing and praise and worship. You're calling the spirit. You understand? So I don't want to hear that about, oh, you can't talk to people that's no longer here. They ain't dead. They're spirits. Yeah, you can't talk to dead people. Energy doesn't die. So I was instructed by spirit in every situation. By my grandmother. Spirit spoke through my grandmother. Don't let him change her. Don't let him babysit the baby. You watch him around her. And that boy's hurting you. Do this. Take this blessed oil. Use this scripture. You understand? Put this here. Cast that boy up out of... Matter of fact, it's demons in your house. Cast them up out of there. You know how to do it, baby. You understand? There's nothing that is going on that is happening to you right now that you do not have dominion over. Do not be the person that ends your story prematurely. Just like she used to tell me all the time, your story will help somebody. You are going to help somebody, baby. Don't you keep going. She made me promise to never let my heart be changed by the things that I've been through. Everything had to happen, even though it was traumatic. You understand? Everything had to happen. My mother is alive and well and a missionary and does whatever it is that she's called to do in this life. You understand? Don't ever let your circumstance and what seems to be a problem cause you to steer away from what it is that you are called to do, that you know you're called to do, that Spirit tells you that you're called to do. Stop it. Stop it right now. Know who you are, whose child you are, where you are from. You are a reflection of the Most High God. The God that you know sits within you every day. There's nothing that you can't get through. There's nothing that you can't heal from. No chains that you can't break. That's what you are here for. Break the chains. Stop running. That's what some people do. This is many lifetimes that you're going through this. This is not the first lifetime that you had the choice between life and death. Spiritual life and death. Physical life and death. This is not the first life. You're back here. And you're going to keep going through it until you decide enough is enough. And that's just that. It's so many other things. This is just a small part of my testimony and my story. This is why when I speak, I know that I have the power. You know, I've called demons out of people and relationships and houses and things like that. The relationship that I have now, I had to call some things out and not be concerned with the person. It's not the person that's doing this. This is principalities. This is spiritual warfare. People be like, oh, how her oils work. Because I do the same thing. It's not about that. It's about my calling. If you got an issue with that, take that up with your God. At the end of the day, remember who you are. I don't care how hurt you are. Remember who you are. I don't care how sad you are. Remember who you are. I call remembrance upon the eyes and the ears and the third eye and the souls of those that are watching right now. Remember who you are. You are not your pain. You're not your abuse. You're not your molestation. You're not your mental illness. You're not your sickness, your sadness. You are not those things. When you leave this body, your spirit will remain. Your soul will remain. No sense in fearing something that is not so. Death is not so. You understand? I didn't even want, I was like, I tried to ignore it. I promise you. And I understand that sometimes you feel like it's too much of a responsibility. I get it. Why I gotta go through this? Why I gotta go through this? Why this story gotta be mine? Why I gotta be the person? Because you're called to do so. You have to tell somebody that it's gonna be okay, that they're gonna come out of it. You have to. I went through everything that I went through, so I could tell somebody. That's right, Teresa. Stop ignoring what it is that you know in your spirit you're supposed to do. Start that non-for-profit. Stop being scared. Start that business. Stop being scared. Feed them homeless. Stop being, it don't matter who you got to back you. You understand? You got the Most High to back you. You don't need a soul. You do not need a soul. If I got 2 or 200, 2 or 2,000, I don't care. I'm going to speak because it's what I was called to do. And every day that I waste not doing that is a day that somebody could pull the trigger. Somebody could take a pill. Somebody could keep using drugs. Somebody could keep letting their kids get taken because they just don't know how to be a mother. This is what it is. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. I call remembrance right now. Activation right now. Remember who you are. I don't care if you've been crying all week and you depressed. Get up. I don't care if you've been depressed and sad and angry. Get up. Go make an appointment. Go to therapy. Heal. Speak over yourself. Anoint your body. Yes, you in pain, but you can call it out and move it. Dominion over you in your life. You are not what has happened to you. You are not who hurt you. You are not those things. You're not those things. Do what you are called to do. Do what you are called to do. Do what you are called to do. Hi, Rika Boo. Do what you are called to do. You are not your story. I tell you my story because transparency is a part of my ministry and whatever that may look like. Whatever that may look like. Share this video. I don't care. I'll make it public. Remember who you are. Stop letting circumstances in this whack-ass, earthly, ghetto-ass situation to determine what it is that you do and how you execute this life. You will be back. If you don't do what you're called to do, you will be back. This is spirit that lives on. Stop worrying. Oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to die. Now, mind you, be safe. Do whatever you got to do to protect your children. Nobody's saying bring unnecessary stress and strife upon your life. But guess what? You have to do whatever is leading you in your spirit. I could have been dead. I used to numb myself because my mother used to drink. My mother used to numb herself, right? I used to be over here drinking and functioning like a motherfucker. Because everybody on my daddy's side did it at some point. Everybody on my mama's side did it at some point. And that's what I used to do. I used to drink to numb. And now I have alcohol sensitivity because I kept praying and speaking healing over my life. My mother used to chain smoke because she was nervous. I picked up a habit of smoking cigarettes at 30 to 35 or 36. I now can't smoke cigarettes because I spoke that over my life. You understand? I used to drink and fucking drive like an idiot and think I was not that drunk. I'm not that drunk. I could have been dead as a damn donkey. Talitha, don't do that, sis. No, it's the mama side too. I be peeping. I don't say nothing. My mama is my mama's side. Not to say they do it now. They don't drink and numb now. Again, break chains. Break chains. You don't have to be what you've been through. You don't have to be what you remember. What you remember can still be, you can transmute energy. It could be a testimony. You understand? Ain't no shame in my motherfucking game. You understand? I don't care what nobody think about me. Married and divorced 3 times. 3 times domestic violence survivor. Rape victim. You understand? All of that. A single mother. Been seeing spirits since I was 5. Been ignoring it from 5 to 35. Panic attack, PTSD, shell shocked. I can't stand the 4th of July. It triggers me. I've snatched my kids off of beds onto the floor. You understand? I don't watch scary movies because if I see somebody hunting families, I'm triggered. And it doesn't mean I'm not healed. It means that I know my triggers. Every day of my life is a healing process. Every day of my life is a growing process. I'm going to never stop learning. I don't care if I don't go to another school or class or teacher a day in my life. This is a learning experience from now until the day I'm no longer here. Remember who you are. I will never forget who I am because somebody made sure that they instilled it in me. If you are the elder in your life, if you are an elder to your children, make sure that you instill those things in them. It's necessary. They are okay. It's nothing wrong with them because they see spirit. It is nothing wrong with you because you see spirit. You understand? It's nothing wrong with you. Because you've been through a situation, stop beating yourself up if you're in an abusive relationship or you've stayed. Leave. That's it. The only way to feel better is to leave. If you deal with mental illness, go to therapy. It's nothing wrong. You ain't got to tell nobody your business. If you feel ashamed, you shouldn't. You should be proud. Because a lot of our ancestors didn't get to do that. Forgive your parents. Look at them as the human beings that they are, woman and man. They did the best that they could. That's not condoning the shit that happens. Recognize the humanness in them. I mean, that's just the word that the Spirit placed on my heart. Protect your energy. Protect your energy. Stop being friends with people you know don't like your ass. Stop being in a relationship with people you know ain't no good. And understand that you can't heal and save no damn body. So what? They got an addiction. You can't do shit about it. Until they want to do something about it, you can't do nothing. Be there ready for open arms, but don't take no shit. Do no harm, but take no shit. You know somebody got issues and stuff like that. You know they self-medicating and stuff like that. You don't have to condone it. Tell them you need some healing. But I love you anyway. I'm so grateful that I'm in the place that I am in. I'm so thankful. The tears were not one of woundedness. It was one of thankfulness. There's so many times I could have been out of here. My own husband roofied me and almost killed my ass. Had to throw me in water, overdosed me. You understand? I didn't know, I didn't do nothing to deserve that. But there's no reason for me to be angry. Because it made me be like, listen, sis, you got to get out of here. And I didn't even have to say nothing to my grandmother. The prayers, the praying over my life. She called me and she said, that boy hurting you. Let me tell you how to get him up out your house. Hoodoo saved my life. While y'all over here talking about y'all don't like it and it's evil and all of this other stuff, my grandmother straight up was a root doctor and didn't tell me nothing. Didn't tell a lot of our ancestors' words and didn't tell me nothing. She had me perform an exorcism on the demon that I was laying next to. And it left. He ran. Y'all sitting over here all day long. Oh, you know, them witches and this, that, and the third. Go talk to your grandmother and ask her where she got that from. Where'd she get that writing the prayer down from? Why she at an altar burning her prayers? Why she praying over you with blessed oil? How's she making it? She speaking over it? I thought so. You understand? Why she, to my grandmother used to tell me to put ammonia in my house before I put anything in it. That's hoodoo. Ammonia removes negative energy. You casting out demons. That's like you cast a spell. So you're casting out demons. Please understand. Get by your elder and sit at their feet. Get by them and ask them. If you have some still, I have no grandparents left. But they sit with me in spirit. But if you're not fortunate enough to be able to do that in that way, go sit your ass down and talk to an elder. I don't care if you think they got dementia. Spirit is clearing them, wiping their slate clean. That's not dementia. They're being prepared to go home. They're being prepared to transition into another body. But they will remember. You understand? They remember. They remember. Roots and herbs and remedies. Things to heal you. Prayers to heal you. Scripture to heal you. Y'all don't understand. It's bigger than what y'all think. Yes, Teresa, I got to know my grandmother more in depth, or what people would call death, than I would life. Because certain things that they were trained not to speak on. They were trained not to speak on why and how they knew how to heal you. They were trained to speak on why and how they were able to cast out things. They were trained to speak on why they wanted you to do tithes and offering. You need to understand that. You were in church doing tithes and offering, and my grandmother was the head of the Pastor's Aid Society. They lay on your money and they pray over your money. They conjure your growth and abundance when you give to the church. This is why you are told to cheerfully give. You understand? I still pay tithes and offering, not to church, but to the people that I'm chosen to help. Y'all don't understand. It's bigger than what you see. Nothing is as it seems. As I said before, remember who you are. And even if you don't know who you are, when you remember, walk and stand in that. This is why I'm telling my story. And it ain't even all of it. But I just need somebody to know that no matter how bleak and how dark it looks, no matter how bleak and how dark it looks, even in death, even if you see there's death and you feel that it's all around you, do not pull the trigger. Do not take the pill. Do not keep drinking yourself to death. There's no self-medication that's going to make it go away. As soon as you're sober, it's there again. Tell your story. Be transparent. Somebody needs to hear it. Have dominion over your life. Speak healing. Speak peace over your life. Remove yourself from things that are harming you and hurting you. Understand that you have the power to speak and pray anything over your life as long as you have the dominion that you were given. If you don't believe in what it is that you're doing, stop doing it, whatever that may be. Because it will not yield you what it is that you desire if you don't feel that you believe 100% in what it is that you are doing. Intention is everything. What do you intend to do with your life? What do you intend to do with your career? What do you intend to do with your business? What do you intend to do with your calling? What, now that you know what you're supposed to do, what will you do? I love all of y'all so much. And it's just somebody that needed to hear it so that they choose life over death. Choose life over death. Choose life over death. Always. Death of the spirit, choose life. Death of the mind, choose life. Death of the body, choose life. Death of a marriage, choose life. Death of a friendship, choose life. Speak to people. Stop fucking talking behind people's back and go and be like, sis, you did this to me. Or I feel like you did this to me. Give people the opportunity to let you know that you're fucking wrong. I wanted to leave this walk. I wanted to leave Facebook. I wanted to leave Instagram. I was like, screw all of this, because it's so hard sometimes to tell people things and speak life over them, and they don't even want to speak it over themselves. But that's not my problem. I'm the messenger. Either you hear or you don't. But I'm doing what I'm called to do. I'm doing what God says for me to do. What spirit speaks into my spirit to out of my mouth, from the pit of my belly. You understand? I am speaking to whoever needs to hear it at this moment. Choose life. Choose healing. Choose peace. Choose joy. Choose dominion. Choose love. Thank you, Rashanta. Thank you, Teresa. Choose love. If you are here right now and you're watching this, please just write, I choose life and I choose love. I choose life and I just want you to choose life. I don't care. It's hard, yes. But there's a purpose. There's a purpose to your pain. There's a purpose to your pain. Choose purpose. And don't let no demon, no low vibrating energy, entity, thoughts, people, places, or emotions deter you from that. Because I promise you, your ancestors going to check you again. If you got to get checked from now to the day you die, they're going to keep on telling you, hey, wait a minute. I own the prize. I own the prize. I own the prize. I got sidetracked too. I'm not saying that I'm above any of this, but I choose my calling. I choose my healing. I choose my testimony. I choose you guys. I choose your healing. I choose your dominion and your power. It makes me happy to see you guys healing and growing and using my oils. This is what I do it for, because this is what I'm called to do. I love y'all so much. And I pray y'all have an amazing day. I pray that this message put a fire in your belly. Woo! I pray that it chooses a fire in your belly, that it puts it in your belly. And whatever it is that you know in your heart that you want, that is granted to you, but you got to believe it. I can't do it for you. You got to choose it. I can't choose it for you. You got to walk away. I can't make you. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. And thank you for loving me back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this. I need everybody to share it. It's somebody that needs it. It's somebody that needs it at this moment. And I just want to give this message to them. Remember who you are and choose life over death. I love y'all.